Shalom, hola, namaste. How is everyone? Yes, I hope you are all doing well. As it is tradition for me to ask that, but you can respond in a comment, of course. Yes, I do hope you're all doing well. I hope you enjoyed the videos from the last weekend. I know that they were mostly music. I didn't get to put a video from the Torah portion up, so I'm gonna make up for that. Or I don't know if I'm making up for it. I shared music instead, because it was it was a filled weekend. It was an amazing time. Got to play the harp. Got to worship with the Jerusalem violinist. Definitely check out his music. I believe his website is actually called the Jerusalem Violinist. I believe. I'll have to double check, but beautiful, beautiful music, blessed music, and a wonderful person who loves Hashem. So yeah, to check that out. But yeah, and I hope you enjoyed the video about my children, the horses. And I thought about this, actually, how funny that was in a way, because I often refer to my creatures, my animals, as my children. Really, they're friends, and really good friends at that. And my one horse is more, one of my horses is more like a friend than, I should say, my child, because he's actually older than me. The Alashab, the white horse. He was my first horse, and he's older than me. So yeah. So it's kind of funny that I would say he's my son. I mean, literally. I'm not talking about years like horse years. He really is, in human years. He's actually older than me. So yeah. So he's my friend, and I guess my son in the sense that I take care of him. He takes care of me. It's been a good horse. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. And actually, the Torah portion. So the Torah portion for this Shabbat, this week, is interesting because it talks about the sacrifices and the offerings, and it also talks about, there's the mention of what is clean and unclean. And there's a lot in this that goes with something I would love to share, that I got to hear actually about in a much broader, grander scale. It was amazing, but it would take an entire, I don't know, it would take a long time to share everything, and so I'm just gonna share a little bit, because it is it really is something that has been brought up in conversation, discussions over time, people I've met, and it comes up. It comes up, yes, especially with in the Messianic Jewish community. I mean, when we come in contact with people outside of the Messianic Jewish community. So yeah. So from Leviticus Vayikra, we have this portion. Oh, I don't know if you heard that. I just heard thunder. Oh, it's a beautiful sound. Love it. The voice of Hashem. It's amazing. But it probably didn't pick up in this video. So this portion, there is a connection, all right, beautifully with in the book of Acts. Yes, the book of Acts. Ha! We're getting into the Brit Chadasha here. Isn't that exciting? With the Maseh HaShlichim. Okay, so what I would like to do is, I would like, if you have your Bibles, or your technological device, to turn there to Acts chapter 10. And many of you, I'm sure, are familiar with this story, so it's not a new story to many but we're going to read it perhaps for some of you with new eyes. Okay, if you're ready, prepared for this, may we hear what Hashem wants us to hear. So I'm going to start reading from, so this is about Kifa, Peter, Acts 10, we'll start in verse 9. The next day, as they went on their, oh no, we should go before that, because then we have to understand the story. Well, we know about Cornelius, yes, the centurion of what was called the Italian regiment. So yeah, let's start there. Let's just start in verse 1. Why not? Let's just start in verse 1. Okay. There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of what was called the Italian regiment, a devout man and one who feared God with all his household, who gave alms generously to the people and prayed to God always. About the 9th hour of the day he saw clearly in a vision an angel of God coming in and saying to him, Cornelius. And when he observed him, he was afraid and said, What is it, Lord? So he said to him, Your prayers and your alms have come up for a memorial before God. Now send men to Jaffa and send for Simon, whose surname is Peter. Kifa, he is lodging with Simon, a tanner whose house is by the sea. He will tell you what you must do. And when the angel who spoke to him had departed, Cornelius called 2 of his household servants and a devout soldier from among those who waited on him continually. So when he had explained all these things to them, he sent them to Jaffa. The next day, as they went on their journey and drew near the city, Peter went up on the housetop to pray about the 6th hour. Then he became very hungry and wanted to eat, but while they made ready, he fell into a trance. I know that when you're really hungry, that certainly can happen, can it? Yes. And okay, so he fell into a trance, especially dreaming about favorite foods and coffee. And fell into a trance and saw heaven open and an object like a great sheet bound at the 4 corners descending to him and let down to the earth. In it were all kinds of 4-footed animals of the earth, wild beasts, creeping things, and birds of the air, and a voice came to him, Rise, Peter, kill and eat. Ooh. Ugh. But Peter said, Peter said, Not so, Lord, for I have never eaten anything common or unclean. So this is, before I continue with this story, this is something that is so often well, the story actually, the word will tell us we know that this is something that comes up a lot. This is so often a discussion, and what is often said is that this proves that we can eat just anything. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna go out and eat a ham sandwich. First of all, it's not even healthy for you. So, that's why God said not for us to eat. You don't want to eat like creepy crawly things and things that hold toxins. There's a reason why God tells us, Hashem, tells us these things, not to eat certain things. There's a reason. It's not just some odd thing. There's a reason behind it. Okay, so he does care for us. He does love us. So anyways, so with this, but Peter said, Not so, Lord, for I have never eaten anything common or unclean. And a voice spoke to him again the 2nd time, What God has cleansed you must not call common. This was done 3 times, and the object was taken up into heaven again. So, to find out the answer to this, though, of what many people say, so are we allowed to eat whatever, let's continue to read the story. Now while Peter wondered within himself what this vision which he had seen meant, behold, the men who had been sent from Cornelius had made inquiry for Simon's house and stood before the gate. And they called and asked whether Simon, whose surname was Peter, was lodging there. While Peter thought about the vision, the Spirit said to him, Behold, 3 men are seeking you. Arise therefore, go down and go with them, doubting nothing, for I have sent them. Then Peter went down to the men who had been sent to him from Cornelius and said, Yes, I am he whom you seek. For what reason have you come? And they said, Cornelius, centurion, a just man, one who fears God and has a good reputation among all the nation of the Jews, was divinely instructed by a holy angel to summon you to his house and to hear words from you. Then he invited them in and lodged them. On the next day Peter went away with them, and some brethren from Jaffa accompanied him. And the following day they entered Caesarea. Now Cornelius was waiting for him, and he had called together his relatives and close friends. As Peter was coming in, Cornelius met him and fell down at his feet and worshipped him. But Peter lifted up, saying, Stand up, I myself am also a man. And he talked with him. He went in and found many who had come together. Then he said to them, You know how unlawful it is for a Jewish man to keep company with or to go to one of another nation. But God has shown me that I should not call any man common or unclean. See where this is going? Okay, good. Hopefully yes, you're saying yes. Therefore I came without objection as soon as I was sent for. I asked then, For what reason have you sent for me? And then he goes on to talk about, we go on to find out how he hears, then he's talking, Peter talks, and the story of the Messiah is told, and it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Cornelius, being someone who's not of, born, raised in a Jewish family, but because he fears God and he wants to join the family, if you will, there is a blessing. God has a blessing for him. So the connection here, the story itself, we go back and we read about in the story, there's more. Okay, there's more to the story. But since I know this video is getting there, it's getting longer, the beautiful thing being that God is not saying, no, I just suddenly have changed my commandments, suddenly you are allowed to eat whatever you want. He's using this beautiful, first it's kind of scary, but vision of all the creatures, and he's telling him, look, whoever I call to be cleansed, whoever has circumcised his heart, he or she, whoever it is, I will call them, clean. And regardless of their background, and that's true for us today too. Regardless of your background, regardless of whatever has happened, whatever you've done, God loves you just the way you are, each of us. It's not that one sin or sin is greater or lesser than the other. Sin is sin, and it's not that being of a Jewish parentage makes you any more or less special. I know that's kind of an issue in the Messianic community big time, is people are desperately searching for some kind of Jewish parentage, which there's nothing wrong with finding out one's history. Absolutely not. That is part of the calling, but to get to the point where you've lost focus of the message of salvation, of Y-shua and what he's done, and to be so focused on that you have to find something Jewish in order to be validated, that's not what God wants for anyone. His love, what he's done is more than enough. And so regardless of one's background, we've got the same message. That's the beauty of the story of this word, this book, this entire book, actually, because with someone else I can think of, from at least off the top of my head, from the Tanakh, was Ruth, who was not of the nation of Israel, but she joined the family. It was by her faith, a circumcised heart to Hashem. Yeah. Amen? Amen. Okay. I'll stop there for now. Go ahead, read the rest of the story. It's beautiful. It's interesting too, actually, as we continue on. Shalom, shalom. I love you all, and I really do hope you're all well. Feel free to leave a prayer request, anything you want to share or more to share. Blessings. Shalom, shalom.